Hi, this is Shu with a review of the Nike Zoom X Invincible Run Flyknit. This is the first shoe that features a full Zoom X midsole without a super carbon plate that causes controversy, which doesn't jack up the price. This is pretty affordable considering that it's all Zoom X in the midsole, around slightly over 150, 160 bucks. So at least where I got it from in my country. So Zoom X, if you want to feel it in its pure form, this is a very satisfying ride for you. They usually tend to mix it up with some level of React and Zoom X or some other compound, or grind them up with some glue in between to provide a level of stability, or the carbon plate. But this one has no carbon inside. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there is no carbon in it. The foam, you do feel the Zoom X, how different and unique it is the moment you slide your foot in it and you start walking or jogging around in it. Well, first I'll say the good thing. Compared to the Reebok Float Ride foam, it's kind of like a very soft. Reebok Float Ride was very soft and very reactive. The moment you step on it, you feel it flattening and really absorbing the shock. But when it's like a hard, stomping, weighty impact, it gets flattened too much, and you might have not much of a cushion between the floor and your foot. So it wasn't exactly great that way, but it was lightweight. The Peak Tai Chi runners, they had the foam that was pretty unique. It was very soft and responsive, but it was pretty heavy duty. But this is the best of both worlds in that sense. It's light, more responsive, with adequate shock absorption. More shock absorption than the Float Ride, more responsiveness and lightweightness than the Tai Chi's. So another good point is that if you were to use other Boost type material like this Prospex X40, the Boost like material here was super soft and nice, but the problem some friends of mine had was that unless you're a total neutral runner or walker, if you're over or under pronating, you might feel the shoe slanting a little bit, feeling a little bit out of the 90-degree angle, so you feel a little insecure and unsatisfied the longer you wear than if you're not a neutral, sure-footed person when you move around. For this, they've added this little plastic plate to ensure there is a level of neutrality or a balance as you walk or run around with the super soft Zoom X foam. And this is not too much, not too little, just nice. If it's too much, it can really hinder the cushioning or the ride, but it actually blends well. And also the outsole is this starchy material, very hard, shell-like material that's foam which is bonded with the knit material, the Flyknit Upper. They call it Flyknit, but it feels more like engineered mesh to me. I miss the original Flyknit they used to use in the earlier Flyknit 1 racers and those type of models, where it was super breathable, but at the same time the knit material could be steamed and formed to your foot, to mold to your foot a little bit more. It wasn't crazy stretchy, but it wasn't completely rigid either. So I miss the old original Flyknit. I hope they bring it back. But this, as you can tell by how the green of the insole is reflected through the upper material, it's very lightweight and breathable. But I do miss the old Flyknit. This is not Flyknit. This is engineered mesh, which is a lot cheaper, feels a lot cheaper than the Flyknit. Yeah, there is a slight reinforcement here to make sure there's a little bit of a containment, a little bit of a soft TPU type of material around the toe box area to provide that level of stability and security. The outsole pattern is wonderful. These little nodules are pretty deep or long, so you won't see them chipping out easily. We've had the Kobe 10s with those really toothbrush-like nodules, which show that it can endure the test of time. So I believe this will be the same, if not better. As you can tell, the base is pretty wide on the lateral and the medial side as well. So you'll have a great level of stability as you run or plant your foot. It weighs about 270 grams for a size US 9. I would say go true to size, but a true to size fit is pretty snug. But I won't say you should go up half a size. But for even narrow footers, I wouldn't advise going down half a size, because this is actually not the most, roomy fit there. It's nice. It's nice and snug. And the insole is just a very typical, very thin ortholite type of insole that you get in most Nike runners. The same. With or without the insole, you can clearly feel the ZoomX working. I do wish they would have did something different here. Maybe provide a little bit more of a heel-to-toe drop. For people like me who are hard heel strikers, I feel that there is a bit of an imbalance, because there is a certain level of heel-to-toe drop. There's a difference of thickness between the heel and the forefoot area, but it still feels like this is going to compress or bottom out faster than the forefoot, and it is doing a good job of absorbing the shock and providing the responsiveness, but you feel it flattening and bottoming out, or giving out. You feel it flattening a little bit until it feels as equal, or sometimes it dips even lower than this level on the heel. So that's not exactly great. It's better than most out there. It's not bad. It's not going to dip to a dangerous degree, but for those who are even harder heel strikers, or those who step harder on the heel, those who land harder on the heel, this may not be the best option, because you will feel it sinking a little by little. Again, the forefoot cushioning is excellent. You really feel that bounce, and you feel like you can run in it forever. But of course, I wish they would have provided that more drastic heel-to-toe drop, or a difference in terms of the thickness. But that's just nitpicking. This is ZoomX in its truest form. Certainly something worth experiencing, and great that Nike got us a full ZoomX midsole shoe for a price that's not too crazy like the Vaporflies and its predecessors.